This is just a piece of gluten that we have washed out from some flour, and you can see that I can stretch it, and when I let go, it's going to go back to its original straight. You want it to be able to grow so you get that volume, but you don't want it to be too extensible because it will get too big and then collapse. So it's important to also have that strength to be able to maintain that shape for bread. In our lab, we are assessing the wheat quality to ensure our customers that the wheat that they are buying has the quality that they expect. Every year, the growing season is going to be different, and that growing season may impact the quality of the wheat. By us assessing that quality, we can then help our customers understand what those issues may be and how to correct them in their processing. The farinograph is used to give us an idea of the water absorption as well as the strength of the flour. The water absorption is really important for a baker. They need to know how much water they can add to that flour to optimize that dough. And so Canadian wheat is known for having high water absorption, which is really important because the more water you can add to the flour, the more loaves of bread you can make. The extensograph is used to measure the strength and extensibility, which can be related to processing as well as end product quality. The extensograph is measuring the strength and extensibility in one direction. When that hook comes down, it's stretching that dough, compared to the velograph, it's measuring it in all directions because it's blowing that bubble. They both will give us a really good idea of the strength and extensibility of the dough. Gluten is the primary protein in wheat, so it will give us a good idea of the amount of protein. With glutamatic, what we're doing is extracting that gluten by washing the wheat or flour with a salt solution to develop that gluten ball. We will centrifuge it. That will tell us the amount of what gluten that is in that sample. The following number is to measure sprout damage. In years when we have a lot of moisture during harvest, that stimulates the kernel to start growing, which produces an enzyme called alpha amylase. This enzyme can cause a lot of issues during processing as well as impact the end product quality. Those plungers are weighted, and it's going to measure the amount of time it takes that plunger to fall through the sample. A high falling number is an indication of a sound sample, and a low falling number would be an indication that there's some enzyme activity. The miller needs to know it for blending wheat because it will have a very small amount of sprout damage is going to have a very large impact on the qualities because you do need some enzyme in the flour to break down that starch to produce sugars which will feed the yeast. A baker has more control when they can add in the amount that they want compared to working with a really low falling number. Canadian wheat is known for having high quality as well as high protein, so it is often used as an improver wheat in a lot of grits around the world, and that is because of that high protein as well as that quality. Canadian wheat has that strength as well as that extensibility, which is really important for processing and which will then impact end product quality. You need to do a lot of different tests to have a really good understanding of that wheat quality. So our customers can know they can trust the quality of Canadian wheat.